Welcome to the video lecture series of electronic devices. Today's topic is transistor characteristics in CE configuration. CE configuration is common emitter configuration. You know that there are three terminals in transistor named as base, emitter and collector. So if emitter terminal is made common with base and collector, then the type of configuration is known as common emitter configuration. So today you are going to study how the characteristics can be drawn in this particular configuration. There are two types of characteristics. One is the input characteristic and the second is output characteristic. Let us begin. Input characteristic is going to be plot in between input current, which is IB in case of common emitter configuration, and voltage is VBE for the different values of VCE. It means you have to plot the curve between IB and VBE. Let us draw a common emitter configuration. In this diagram, you can see that the emitter terminal is made common with the base and collector. It is a NPN transistor. VBB and VCC are the biasing potential, and you must remember that the value of VBB is not same as VBE. At the same time, this biasing potential VCC, this is not same as the output voltage, which is VCE. So VBB, VCC, these are actually only provided for the biasing. Here you can see IB is the input current, IC is the output current. So first you have to understand how these currents are actually varying by varying the voltage, and this NPN transistor you can visualize by observing that two PN junction diodes have been connected back to back. See, two PN junction diodes have been connected back to back. If we talk about first diode, you can see this bar is represented by N, negative, positive, this is positive, negative, this is diode D1, this is another diode D2. So there are two diodes. So when you are going to plot the input characteristic, means you have to plot the curve between IB and VBE by keeping VCE constant, and when you have to plot the curve for the output characteristic, means you have to plot the curve in between IC and VCE, which is the potential, this, by keeping IB as a constant. So let us draw and understand each and every curve in detail. First, since we are discussing about the input characteristic, first you need to understand the early effect or base width modulation. Here you can see this particular curve is being plotted, the input characteristic in between IB and VBE. The value of IB base current is usually very small. It is of the order of the microampere, and VBE is the input voltage between the base emitter terminal. You can see this diode is forward biased, so the characteristic curve will be same as the forward bias characteristic curve of a PN junction diode. So this curve number 1 we have plotted by assuming VCE as a 5 volt. We have taken a value, and since you know that it is a kind of forward bias characteristic curve of a PN junction, initially the current will be very small, it is almost 0, and once it crosses the knee voltage, that particular point, the current increases sharply. But now let us understand, if you are varying the value of VCE, what is the impact on base current, how this curve is going to be plotted further. So to understand it, let us discuss about the early effect or base width modulation. To understand this, let us take a NPN transistor. N is made from the emitter is made from N terminal, base is from P and collector is from N. This is a NPN. Let me write it as N, P and N. Here you can see this emitter base junction, the junction J1, this is forward biased, and the junction J2 is reverse bias. Since junction J2 is reversed bias, then the depletion region at junction J2 will be wider, At the same time, this depletion layer will be extended more into the base region. You can see over here, the depletion region is less in n-type in collector while it is more in base. Means this depletion region is extended into the base, and this is because the base region is very lightly doped. That is why, since most of the electrons which are emitted from the emitter, some of the electrons is going to recombine with the holes which are available in the base, and rest are going to be collected by the collector. So here you can see this base terminal, this is at a lower potential while the collector is at a higher potential. So in between base and collector, you can observe the potential is VCB. Now what will happen if you increase this potential VCB, means in between the base and collector? Then what will happen? In this particular case, now see here, initially this width of base region is being fixed. WB is the metallurgical base width, and this width is being decided at the time when the transistor is going to be manufactured. You know that the base region is very thin, so we can assume this much is the wide depth or width of the base region. At the same time, you know that this W is the width which is being defined or denoted for the region of depletion which is being extended into the base, and the remaining portion which is available for the recombination, that is denoted by W effective. It means you can write down WB, this is a sum of W effective plus W. So from here you can write down W effective is nothing but WB minus W. WB, which is the metallurgical base width, this is fixed. So now what will happen when you are increasing VCB? It means when you are increasing VCB, reverse bias potential increases. It means depletion layer at J2, it will increase. This is the depletion region, depletion layer at J2, this will also increase. And when it will increase, it means now it is increased more into the base region. Like now this W will increase. Because of this, W will also increase. And when W will increase, then from here you can say that W effective, this particular term will decrease because WB is fixed, and when W increases, W effective will decrease. At the same time, you know there is a relationship like VCE, which can be written as VCB plus VBE. You know this particular equation very well. And here if you increase VCE, what will happen? VCB will also increase. So when VCB will also increase, and by increasing VCB, you know that the width W of this depletion layer which is extended, this is also increased, and W effective decreases. It means now the region where recombination takes place, that decreases, and electrons which are emitted from the emitter will recombine less into the base region, and most of the electrons will be collected by the collector. It means here you can say now when you are increasing, let me write it, when VCE is increased, it means VCB will also increase and IB will decrease because less recombination will takes place in the base region, so IB will decrease, and vice versa. When VCE is decreased, means VCB is also decreased. So reverse bias potential at junction J2 is decreased. Now it means IB will increase. So this is how you can explain it. Now look, just have a look on the input characteristic. First curve you have drawn for the VCE, which is equal to the 5 volt. We have shown with the number 1. Now let us see for the curve number 2. If you have increased the VCE up to 10 volt. So see, when VCE is increased, now IB will decrease. So in this particular curve, curve number 2, you can see IB is decreased. That you have understand from the early effect. Again, let us see the curve number 3. Again, if you are increasing VCE, let us say if now it is 15 volt. So again on increasing VCE, IB is decreased. So IB is reduced. So you can see upon increasing VCE, IB is decreasing and now the curve is moving downward. If you are decreasing if you are decreasing VCE, then IB will increase and in that case, the curve will shift upward. This is how you can draw the input characteristic curve. The output characteristic in common ammeter configuration, it is being drawn in between output current, which is IC, output voltage, which is VCE, by keeping input current, which is IB, as a constant. So for the different values of IB, you need to plot the output characteristic. See here, on x-axis, voltage VC is being taken, while on y-axis, current IC is being taken, and for different values of IB, a curve is being plotted, but you have to understand how it is going to be plotted. You know that a equation of IC, which is what, beta times IB plus ICEO. ICEO is the leakage current over here. So this is nothing but beta IB plus 1 plus beta times ICBO. ICBO is leakage current and this equation is independent of VCE. If you observe equation number 1, this is independent of VCE. So you can see over here IB and IC are related, but there is no relation, you can say, on the VCE. What will happen in this particular case when IB is 0? Initially, let us see the first case. When IB is 0, then you can see IC, which is nothing but beta plus 1 times ICBO. So see in this particular curve which you have plotted over here, when IB is 0, IC is not 0. You can see there is some value of IC which is nearly 0, but it is not exactly equal to the 0, and this is because of the leakage current. At the same time, when you are observing the relationship between IC and IB, you can see over here the curve is not exactly linear. Why? You can observe it. See the second case, when IB is 0.1 milliampere, observe IC. IC is 5 milliampere. The second case, when IB is 0.2 milliampere, what is IC? IC is 10 milliampere. For example, beta, you can calculate the value of beta, which is the gain. Gain is what? Delta IC upon delta IB. So from this particular value, delta IC is what? 10 minus 5, which is 5. Delta IB is 0.2 minus 0.1, which is 0.1. So beta is nothing but 50. It means there is a slope. This characteristic IB and IC is not on a similar line. And vice versa, you can calculate. You can take a value of beta and accordingly you can calculate the value of IC on the basis of the given value of IB. And IC also depends on VCE due to the early effect. Because of early effect, I have explained you IC depends upon VCE. So VCE is what? VCB plus VBE. You know this equation. If you increase VCE, means VCB will also increase, and when VCB is increased, it means reverse potential is being increased, reverse bias across the junction, reverse bias is increasing, then finally W effective, which is the effective region where recombination takes place, this will decrease. W effective decreases means IB also decreases, recombination current, and when IB decreases, it means IC increases. This is how you can recall this particular value. So you can see over here, as well as you are increasing, depending upon this particular factor, if you are increasing VCE, how IC increases. Upon increasing this particular term VCE, IC also increases. So you can plot the characteristic curve. Now here you can see this particular curve can be observed in three regions. One is the active region. Active region, you can observe this much portion starting from here to that particular point. And why it is known as active region? Active region because amplification takes place. Amplification of input signal occurs over here. So active region you can explain very easily. Why? Because here amplification takes place. So because of amplification, you can say, you can explain with the help of any one example. By taking the value of IB, you can explain what you are getting IC. So this is the active region. Now let us talk about another region, which is the saturation region. Saturation region, you can observe the portion on the left hand side. This is what the saturation region is, and some of the portion of right hand side as well. You can mark, you can see over here this portion, this is also the saturation. So how to explain this particular point, saturation? See, you know what is VCE? Once again write it. VCE is VCB plus VBE. And when VCE is negative, when this particular term is negative on this along minus x-axis, when this is negative minus x-axis. So what is going to happen? When you are going to calculate VCB, this particular term will be minus of VCE minus VBE. It means now because of this, it will forward bias the collector base junction. It will forward bias the collector base junction. Ammeter base junction is already forward biased. Ammeter base junction is already forward biased. So when both the junctions are forward biased, it will be in a saturation region. It means now because of this forward biased collector base junction, the direction of IC will change. Direction of current, direction of collector current will change, and it will be in forward bias. Both the diodes are in forward bias, mean the saturation region. Now you can see this particular area. See, active region number 1 I have explained you, saturation number 2 I have explained you, but some of the saturation portion which is positive over here. In this particular case, you can see the value of VCE. This particular value is very small. You can see over here. So when the value is very small, it means again if you are calculating VCB, which is the reverse bias potential, which you are writing VCE minus VBE. So you can observe from this particular equation, since VCE is very small, it means now this potential VCB will be the negative potential, and this potential is not enough to make the diode reverse bias. It means diode is still in the forward bias condition. So means both the diode collector base junction and ammeter base junction, both the junctions will be forward biased, and you are going to say that this particular region is also the saturation region. So you must remember this point because this value is very small, so overall the term is negative. Now the third region which we talk about, which is the cutoff region. Cutoff region, you can see the point which is below this particular region, means below this IB it is equal to 0 line. Here what is going to happen? Since IB is 0, it means IB is 0 or nearly 0 you can say. So that direction of base current is not going to change. And in this particular case, VCE is very high in comparison to the 0. At the same time, from the equation you can see the same equation. VCE is what? VCB plus VBE. From this particular equation you can observe, if you are calculating VCB, so VCB is what? VCE minus VBE, and VCB makes the diode reverse bias. It makes the diode reverse bias. It means now in this particular condition, both the diodes, both the junctions, ammeter base and collector base, are reverse bias. It means that it will work in the cutoff mode, and this is the cutoff mode number 3. You can explain it. So I hope now this output characteristic curve is also clear to you. Topic for the next video lecture is transistor characteristics in CC configuration, which is common collector configuration. Thank you so much for watching this video.